Welcome back, folks, for another episode in the 5-minute plant families. In today's episode we look at the family Rosaceae, or otherwise known simply as the rose family, which is diverse in its form, presenting as herbs, shrubs and trees. So it follows knowing your plant families is the first step in systematic identification, where plants can be differentiated down to a binomial given in the Latin form of genus and species, i.e. 2 parts. There are of course times when the features and characteristics of plants are so similar we need to drill down using dichotic keys, which we find in expert volumes such as Clive Stace, The Flora of the British Isles. And we'll be dealing with dichotic keys in more advanced episodes. In today's video we will be looking at the very general features and characteristics which we can commit to memory and apply in the field to determine the plant family. Let us take a closer look at the global prevalence of the Rosaceae. Whilst precise numbers vary, for example Wikipedia cites 4,828 species in 137 genera. Equally, other sources cite 3,000 species in 91 genera. What is certain, with the advent of molecular phylogenetics, families and species will change. It is, however, considered as one of the 6 most important economical plant families. Let us take a fleeting look at the wild, horticultural and agricultural members of the family and their fruits and flowers, and the slides may be stopped at any point. In the fleeting collage we take a look at the bewildering array of herbaceous plants that we can see in the UK in this family. Likewise, those small shrubs which have amenity value in parks and gardens and immense value to wildlife, such as the cotoneasters and pyrocanthus. In the following sequence we look at the flowers and fruits of the larger woody trees which have economic and agricultural importance as major crops to the economy. Likewise, in the following collage we look at the blossoms and fruits in the form of berries of the smaller trees and herbaceous plants which produce summer fruits of economic value. We now take a look at the features, characteristics and patterns of this family which make them universally recognisable by looking at the floristic and vegetative characteristics. Flowers of the Rosaceae are actinomorphic and they typically have 5 open showy petals. But like any rule, there are always exceptions, none the least tormentil with 4 petals and mounted avens with 8. It has 5 petals, multiple stamens and a varying number of carpels, the carpels being the female part of the plant. A quick revision on flower symmetry. Actinomorphic flowers have 2 or more lines of symmetry, as contrasted to zygomorphic flowers which are only bilaterally symmetrical, it being important to the nature of pollinator. In the following slide we see actinomorphic flowers, and in the next slide we contrast that to zygomorphic flowers in the family Lamiaceae. Although zygomorphic flowers are not exclusive to Lamiaceae, they are also found in the Orchidaceae and Balsamaceae. At the base of the flower we see a structure called a hypanthium. The hypanthium is a well-like structure or cup that is located around the ovary. Its function is to secrete nectar. The ovary can either be inferior or superior, i.e. above or below the sepals and petals. In this image of the blackthorn flower we can see an inferior ovary surrounded by a shallow hyperanthium. In this image of Japanese rose, Rosa rugosa, we can see at the base of the flower the hyperanthium. Another feature of the family is it contains an epicalyx, or in other words 2 whorls of 5. 5 sepals fused to form the calyx, and an additional 5 strap-like bracteoles forming another structure known as the epicalyx. The following images indicate the position of the epicalyx, which is below the sepals, and often give the impression of 10 sepals as opposed to 2 whorls of 5. Turning to the vegetative characteristics of the family, such as the leaves and stems. The leaves are simple, i.e. undivided, or compound, i.e. divided into leaflets. They have stipules at their base, and the leaves alternate up the stem. The stems of this family, particularly small shrubs and trees, have spines and thorns protecting it from herbivores. To summarise, if your plant has 5 open petals with multiple stamens and has a hypanthium at the base of the flower, and if the plant has 2 whorls of 5, a calyx and an epicalyx below the flower, and the leaves, which can be compound or simple, alternate up the stem. If the plant has leaf margins which are often serrated, and it has stems which have spines or thorns, then the plant that you have found is likely to be in the family Rosaceae. If you have liked or enjoyed this video or found it interesting or educational, please subscribe to help bring more in the series. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you can join me in the next in the series in the world of botany.